And welcome everyone to this week's edition of This Week in Tiger Athletics. Today we will catch up with some of the staff members from the FHSU Athletics Department and also discuss the upcoming events within the department. I'm Boomer Sabata, and today I am joined with the Assistant Athletic Director of External Operations, Matt Cook.
Hey, Boomer, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
And the Sports Information Director, Ryan Prickett.
Yeah, good afternoon, Boomer.
Good afternoon.
Yep.
And let's have a little bit of a wrap-up of some of the events over the weekend. And it seems that the women's basketball team had a good outing.
Yeah, I mean, we got two good wins there at home. A couple of teams in the conference that one's dealing with some injury issues right now. Missouri Western was pretty depleted, didn't have a lot of people to play against us, and we took care of business there by about, I think it was 22-point spread. So good win there. And then Northwest Missouri State, who's winless in conference, that was one that we needed to get, and we won that one by almost 30. So good effort by the women. You know, we had pretty consistent performances from like Emma Stroyan, Tatiana Leggett. They were pretty consistent on their scoring outings. Carly Heim had a double-double, her first career double-double against Northwest Missouri. You don't see your point guard pull down 10 rebounds very often,
Yeah.
but she kind of nonchalantly did that, so she went for 12 and 10 and also dished out 4 assists. So yeah, the women had a good weekend.
And with men's basketball, 1-1 over the weekend, a nice win over Missouri Western. Came up just short against a number 2 ranked Northwest Missouri State.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, the Missouri Western game, we were kind of in a funk there in the first half. We came out of the gates good, got out to an 8-point lead right out of the gates, and then it's like we put a lid over the basket, and all of a sudden we found ourselves down by 4 at halftime. But Hadley Gillum had a big second half for us, scored like 14 of our first 20 points of the second half. He really got it going. We won that game by 19 points. And then, yeah, the game against Northwest Missouri State, kind of crazy that we didn't actually get to see Justin Pitts play for Northwest Missouri. He was out with an injury, but it just shows you how good Northwest Missouri is as a whole team.
Yeah.
Even without Justin, they really shot the ball really efficiently. We tried to get back in it there at the end of the game. They were struggling at the free throw line, but we just couldn't hit some shots down the stretch that were key. But Marcus Cooper kind of had a big game and kind of had a coming out party. He had 24 points in that game. So good effort from Marcus. He also did good on the glass in the game before. So he had a really good week out there on the floor for us. So.
And I believe the duck toss was this weekend, right?
It was.
Yeah. How did that go?
That was, you know what? We had some fun basketball games, kind of like Ryan was talking about. We had the Big Brothers Big Sisters duck toss on Thursday. I had no idea what to expect, and I was standing out in the court. The ducks just started raining down, and we actually had a total of 876 ducks that got thrown onto the court. And actually, we probably had about, I don't know, 20 or 25 that made it in the little kiddie pool at half court, and we picked one out of there, and that's who won the TV. So that was the same night Casey Wolf was there, and he was hilarious. So, you know, I just hope everybody – I had a great time. I hope everybody else, all the fans did. We did the knocker ball and the money drop at halftime of the games on Saturday, and so there was money flying from the catwalk, and the knocker balls were running into the score tables and all over the place. I mean, it was I had a blast. I hope everybody else did too.
That sounds like a good time. I just hope for the sake of Casey Wolf that nobody was wearing any Tennessee Titans gear or anything like that. Cause,
I didn't see any Titans. I saw a couple Chiefs shirts. You know, people were getting their pictures taken with them and all that. I didn't see any Titans gear, so I might have kicked him out if I'd have seen
yeah. That's pushing it a little bit.
That's right.
And with the wrestling team, they dropped a home duel against Nebraska Kearney and finished second at the Kansas Cup. And it seems that individually they performed pretty well at the Kansas Cup.
Yeah, we had 4 individual champions over at the Kansas Cup. Brandon Ball, who's been our, most, I guess, elite wrestler on the team. He had the most outstanding wrestler award at the Kansas Cup. But F.A. Osagai, our 149-pounder, he had a huge week. F.A. is kind of an interesting athlete. He's both a soccer player and a wrestler for us, so you don't see that combo very often, but he knocked off the number 2 ranked wrestler in the nation against Nebraska Kearney in that duel, and then he went on to win his weight class at the Kansas Cup. So FA had a huge week individually for our wrestling team.
And with the track and field, with the Colorado Mines Twilight Classic, was this their first outing or?
Well, some of these athletes have had a a few events they've been to already, but it was kind of a big day for us, especially on the men's side. We had 3 individuals gain provisionals, which was Brett Meyer in the 800. He actually qualified for nationals last year and ran there and was an All-American in the event. His time's 4th in the nation right now. And then also Jake Morrow and Sam Dreiling in the pole vault, they also gained national provisional marks, I think 9th and 17th on the national performance list. So what you're trying to do as a track athlete, get on that national performance list and try to be usually within about the top 15 to 20 to have a shot to get invited to nationals. So a big week for them there. And then on the women's side, Lauren and Lindsay Roberts, the twins that run distance, they both won events. One won the 800 meters and the other won the mile. So kind of a good outing for them there as well.
So what can Tiger fans expect or look forward to later this week, promotions-wise and sporting events-wise?
Well, on the sports side of things, the basketball team goes on the road. They're going to Lincoln and Lindenwood this week. Could definitely be a tough road trip on the men's side for sure. Those are 2 kind of tough places to play. Lincoln's gymnasium's kind of a unique atmosphere, especially when they have their student section and their band. They usually bring their marching band inside,
wow.
So it's a lot louder with the drums and percussion and all that kind of stuff. So it can be a little bit of an echo chamber in there. And then Lindenwood's just a place where our guys haven't ever played very well. We're 0-3 there all time in that arena. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to get our first win there this year, and they have a very similar record to us overall and conference-wise. So that's going to be a tough week for us, even though Lincoln's towards the bottom of the standings. They still have the capability of playing pretty well. And then on the women's side, Lincoln's winless in conference. I think that's one that we definitely need our women to go get. And then Lindenwood's a tough matchup, even though they're 2-8 in conference. They have a post player that averages a double-double, and they beat Emporia State at home earlier this year. And Emporia's, if you can beat Emporia State, who's always been traditionally a really good program, they've got the capability level of playing with us. So it's just one of those weeks where you hope you can go out there and get as many wins on the road as you can.
Yeah. So we don't have any home events like Ryan mentioned this week, so we don't have any promotions to talk about for basketball, at this point. But I do have a couple of season-long promotions that we've been doing that I kind of wanted to mention. One of those being a promotion we do with Big Creek Crossing here in town. Mm-hmm. For every point scored during a home conference game, those points turn into money. So if they score 75 points, that's $75, and it gets added onto a gift card. And we give away a gift card at the end of the year, one for the women's total and one for the men's total. So right now, the women's gift card is at $348, and the men's gift card is at $359.
Wow.
And so basically every game you come, there's a new word to text, and we announce it. We put it up on the screen. You text that word, it enters you in, and then we at those last home games on February 22nd, we'll call 2 people at men's halftime. And if you answer, you're there, you get those gift cards, 1 person each.
Wow.
So that's one thing that's pretty cool. We also do a university bookstore discount based on 3-pointers made on the men's side of things. So depending on how many 3-pointers the men make, you get a percentage off at the university bookstore the next business day. So for our games on Saturday, they made 5 threes. It's 15% off today in the bookstore all day today only. So do that after each home basketball game. Yeah. And so that's something we've done. And then the last thing was this new student loyalty program that we debuted just coming back here at a break. And basically it's just a way to try to get more students to come to the games. So basically, if you attend 3 games out of our remaining games, you get a free Jimmy John sandwich. If you attend 5, you get a free T-shirt, 4 Days Athletics T-shirt. And if you attend 7, you entered into a chance to win a trip to the MIAA basketball tournament.
Wow.
And to be entered, you have to swipe your Tiger card before women's halftime,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to swipe your Tiger card when the games are over. So we want you there during the women's game and through the end of the men's game. That's the only way you'll actually be eligible. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the year-long programs we have going on.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind a Jimmy John sandwich and a T-shirt, definitely.
Can't go wrong with that.
Well, that'll conclude this edition of This Week in Tiger Athletics. I'd like to thank Matt Cook and Ryan Prickett for trekking through the blizzard conditions and taking time out of their day.
No problem.
And on behalf of Matt and Ryan, I'm Boomer Sabata saying goodbye and go Tigers.